Hello. This is definitely my first take. I have not done this before. Um anyway, welcome back me. Welcome back you. Apologies we were absent last week. If you follow us on Twitter, you know that people had things on their mind. We were going to have a sort of romance discussion which we cancelled, but we'll probably do sometime in the future. But people understandably had the Nigerian elections on their mind, and that conversation required homework, and it didn't seem well. I put it to them like, "Hey, are you guys ready to do this?" And on a normal day, they would be, my 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 Nollywood Film Club people are the best. Um, so um, yeah. Anyway, I am rusty in hosting. I think Mrs. C was as well, even though she doesn't usually do. We're just a bit rusty. So forgive that. What else is there? I guess you'll hear this in in um in the space. I think I mentioned this, but the context of this is this film was from the back end. It was basically made by two people. Um, Seems like one of these passion projects. Um, the space is definitely a fun conversation. It gets quite fiery when some characters um, come in and start um, trying to drag the space down. I'm just joking. It's just our normal people, but it's just a bit of fun disagreement at the end. But yeah, it definitely was a fun conversation, and I hope you enjoy Nollywood Film Club discuss Here Love Lies. Welcome to Nollywood Film Club. I'm Mr. C and Mrs. C here, right?
No.
Okay. We are going to be this. This is Nollywood Film Club. We do this every Sunday. I'm a bit rusty. Miss 1 week.
1 week and you're rusty.
Anyway, but yeah, we'll do the good, we'll do the bad, and we'll do a summary at the end. All right. So, but we'll start with the things that we liked about Here Love Lies. What Cynthia? What was it for you?
Okay, so just a disclaimer. I really, really enjoyed 1 hour 30 minutes. From the 0 1 seconds to the 1 hour 30 minutes. I really, really enjoyed this movie. So a lot of my likes is going to come from there. Um First of all, I like Amanda's character. I think it made sense that she was very insecure about guys and every little thing she gets angry or she wants to give up in the relationship, saying that she has been with 3 guys that ran away after finding out that she had a daughter. I also enjoyed a bit of the female friendship between Amanda and Kemi. I liked Nora a lot. I felt she acted like a teenager, and for some reason, I was able to see the cracked relationship she has with her mom. And it makes sense, like given that her mom was abandoned by her parents and the whole boarding house issue and her attitude towards her mom, are you ashamed of me? So I don't know, I kind of really, really enjoyed watching Nora and I just felt she showed me that cracked relationship. Okay, so the harassment scene with the Mabel's character, when Amanda's character was with Daniel Etim Effiong. Um, I like that scene because I felt Amanda's pain. Okay, the way the Mabel demonstrated and the shame and everything, I felt the pain Amanda was feeling in that scene, and I think the music that was played there also helped me to like take in and feel the pain. Then I also think that a lot of supporting characters and extras didn't feel very disposable. Um, I mean, when Lee's character, like I said, for the first 1 hour, 30 minutes of the movie, when Lee's character appeared and she was invading their privacy during the tour, I kind of enjoyed her because she was giving me some of the comedy I wanted to have. Okay, so I wanted to laugh in their romance script. um Larry's wife telling Amanda that Liz is like, she wants your man, and giving me the story of her knocking someone's teeth also made me laugh. I also like Edna's spookiness. Even though I was eating peppery food and tea almost got to my throat. I don't know, but when she appeared and she was spooky, I kind of liked it. And I also like that, okay, even though she was spooky, she wasn't really like a bad person. Yeah, I mean, even the construction guys that were placed, you could see that they were placed, but it didn't feel like the extras were placed to be disposed so easily. It just felt very interconnected. Okay. Now, I don't care about the rest of the movie, or I do care about the rest of the movie, but for the 1 hour, 30 minutes, I felt that the Michael guy acted very well. Okay. And we don't see white men acting where we hardly see white men acting well. Okay, Eddie Murphy was there, but we hardly see white men acting well in Nollywood movie. For the first 1 hour, 30 minutes, I felt the guy acted well, even though a lot of things came from his Facebook chat. I still kind of enjoyed the whole Facebook meetup with I just want to flirt, and it went into relationship and other stuff. Um, it feels like I've talked a lot. Why is no one stopping me? Mr. C, have my time not finished? Okay. I enjoyed a lot of the camera movement. I think I was not pleased by the drone shot. um, I didn't have problem with the location shots because I mean I also like the transition with Lagos Taxi going to the airport, and the next thing we see New York Taxi and we see location shots of New York. We don't need to see the whole airport scene since it's not going to add into the movie. Um, I can't believe that I actually like the cloud movements to show that we have arrived at another new day during the thriller part. I don't know. I mean, I just felt a lot of things were set up. Even when I didn't get Muna's attitude, but finding out that she was angry because Amanda was impregnated by a boyfriend. Okay, I bought it. And even Michael's character switch. Yeah, I mean, why I would say that the 1 hour, 30 minutes felt like I was drinking strawberry juice, and then made the last 30 minutes give me the yo-yo bitters taste. I would say that Michael's switch in character was also set up, given that at the beginning it came in as a Facebook stalker, okay, and it made sense that the only tied is kidnapping and killing to Nigerian women who were like travel bloggers. So yeah, in all, I mean, it's been a while I felt something for a character in Nollywood movie, and I don't regret the first 1 hour, 30 minutes of this movie because I was able to feel Amanda's pain and joy. And yeah, that's it for me.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Cynthia.
Why are you begging to be stopped, Cynthia? on the queue.
I think it's either fire
Ah,
or Yinka.
sorry, I was begging to disturb because this minutes have passed and no one.
The 6 minutes not past nothing.
5 minutes, please. But it had not passed. All right. Fi, are you ready to tell us what you like?
Sure.
Itemize list. I'm expecting.
Okay, now. So my first, like the outfits when they were in Lagos, I liked them. I loved Kemi's wigs. She looked gorgeous and her looks varied in different scenes. Amanda's acting was decent. She had great chemistry with Kemi as her friend. I liked the friendship. I liked Kemi's acting the most. She was free in her character and so fun to watch. I liked the daughter's acting and her chemistry with her mother. I liked the culture clashes and connections shared between her and Mike. I liked the shots of Lagos and shots of New York. I liked how Liv kept interrupting the main characters during the tour. I love that they allowed themselves to be visible roaming through the streets of New York as opposed to restricting locations when they got there. The scene with Daniel F. Young and Toyin Lawal was so random and funny. I liked how the pacing was in her relationship with Mike. It was slow and showed them getting to know each other. I felt that was realistic. I found Mike funny. I liked watching them relate to each other to a certain point. I liked how it showed the dangers of dating online and in person. I like that it showed that people can be crazy and it's best to take things slow. So I like that it's a shed of awareness. Like you really don't know people until you know them. So I think that film did good with addressing that, especially as earlier, Daniel's character was a married man she'd been dating for 6 months. I don't know if it's possible to go that far without knowing, but that's another example. Thank you.
Thank you, Fi. Always on point with points. Okay. Oyinka, you're up. What did you like about Here Love Live?
Yeah, sorry. I have to say, it is kind of hairy because I watched two movies this weekend that kind of had the same theme. One was an Indian and one was Nigerian. I was just like, okay. So what do I like about this movie? I like the fact that yeah, this the character, what's it called? Amanda's character seems to be dealing with real things, and I like that. Like it's a character that we know and we can understand. I like the chemistry, as everybody has said, between Amanda and Kemi and Achal. And I do think that there were moments of more times than not, there were moments of like brilliant acting, good acting. No, I won't say brilliant, but good acting from the main cast, not all, not necessarily the extras. Eh? From the main cast, there were moments of very good acting. Even the crazy white, I mean the crazy white guy. We've all watched this movie, so there's no need for spoilers. The crazy white guy. I like the shots of New York. I like the shots. Yeah, I do definitely like some of the shots that was chosen. Um, it's just I also like the story, and I like the story, and I don't mind it. And the execution, I think, was passable and was okay most of the time. Most of the time was passable and it was okay. So it was an entertaining movie. It wasn't bad.
Okay, thank you.
Also, just caution. Whenever a white guy asks you to go to a cabin in the woods that you just met, don't do that.
That just seemed like the biggest red flag, but
I know that was the moment I was just like, this movie is about to change, I think.
Have you just seen Cabin at the End of the World? Or Knock on the Cabin? Sorry, I'm calling the book title. We just did Knock on the Cabin, so we heard Cabin in the Woods, and we're like, what? But okay. What do we have next? No, Elizabeth, listener. Peradventure. What did you like about Here Love Lies? Peradventure, you here? Okay. Otas, what did you like about Here Love Lies?
Hi, y'all.
Hello.
Okay, so my good notes are actually quite substantial, just short. I thought that this movie had a few glimpses of emotional acting that was really well done. I really enjoyed Sam Day. I thought that the first 10 minutes, I thought that the first 10 minutes actually had the potential to be a really good film. I really liked Sam Dede in the flashes I got of him in the beginning. There's this scene where he's obviously upset that she's pregnant and he's disbelief, and he's just like, "You're not pregnant." And I thought that was so fantastically done because he brought like a sort of like restrained energy to it. And I can imagine like if Tinamba had that line, she would be screaming it at us. But he was able to convey like the seriousness of the situation and the gravity of what he was implying without actually ever saying abortion or anything like that. And I thought that was well done. I thought the person who played the lead as a child was good. I thought she conveyed the emotions of the situation that she had found herself in, even down to, the fear of not knowing where to go quite well. The white guy was convincing, probably one of the better ones, other than that other movie, whose name escapes me right now. The initial romance by text was cute, and then I thought the two friends had great chemistry. The person who plays the lead's friend was also fun. She in general seemed like a more rounded out character. And there's like this scene over Skype or FaceTime or something where she's like, doesn't he have a job? And it's like, why hasn't this occurred to you yet? But anyways, I think that those are some of the better parts of the movie.
Okay, thank you. Always oh. Sorry, I cannot just pointing me towards the phone. Anyway, yeah, thanks, Atas. Always concise.
I'd say I enjoyed Sam Dede's performance as well. I was looking at it again, and yes, I completely agree with you. I would say though that Tina was quite restrained in this one, and that shade is unjustified for this film. For this film, yes, but I know what you mean.
And I also really enjoyed Young Amanda. I thought Young Amanda did quite well.
You thought they aged up Young Amanda?
Yeah, it did casting with the resemblance. I thought they aged up Young Amanda.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I thought Young Amanda was good.
L for you. By the way, Amanda is the writer, producer, executive producer, director, set
Adult
designer,
Amanda,
co-writer of this film. Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. That's a lot. Yes.
That is.
It's just one of those. It's just one of those passion. Like you and your.
Just remember Namaste Wahala when you said that.
No.
The director.
No.
Come on now.
No. No.
Yes.
No.
Anyway, moving on. What do we have next? I think it's Omodudu. I thought I accepted you. 1 second. All right. Omodudu, tell us what you liked about Here Love Lies. Hello.
Hello. Omodudu, are you there? Let's move on.
Sorry. I was
just block himself.
Like about Here Love Lies. I think the title, I don't know whether it's love line, or love line like as in liar. I think I like the performances, not the Nollywood actors, not the white guys. I think I like the young Amanda. She's a comedian, so I think she's one of those comedians I would like to see in more movies. She was in one season of Sugar. I like her in it, so I think I want to see more of her on screen. So, what else do I like about this movie? I think it's just the performance and the picture quality. I like the picture quality. I like this a little of the cinematography. What else do I like? Nothing else. I don't think I like anything else.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm with you on the name. I like the title Here Love Lies. Not just like, is this where love is, or is it lies, literally like lies? I was also thinking in terms of the bodies, like Here Love Lies, like, lying dead and buried. Yeah.
Triple entendre?
I know! Look at that! Well done, Adult Amanda. Yeah, so that was fun. Thank you, Amodudu. Shegun, come and tell us what you liked about Here Love Lies.
Let me check that one. When people connect, they go.
Shegun, are you up? Are you free? Are you available? Are you here? Are you ready?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi. Hello, everybody. My goods. I like the cinematography. I like that they played safe with the lighting, because it's quite difficult to light white people and black people. You light them differently. So I like that they played safe with the lighting. Audio was decent. I love the editing, and the use of the aerial shots and drone shots as cutaways and establishing shots. I liked how they did that. Um, and this is coming from me that I don't like anything mushy. I'm the action type of guy. And I sat down, I watched it. I was cheesing at some point and I was like, ugh, what's this? But I just watched the entire film. It wasn't cringe. It was, for me, it was beautiful. I love the Kemi's acting. Um, who the child actor as well. The child actor, the daughter, Amanda's daughter too, did okay. Which is an improvement. Um, I like the plot twist, even though it seemed obvious. Follow me into the cabin. For some reason, I felt it was the white lady that was going to be some psychotic something, something, something. But I just loved the twist and the thing, even though it felt like I knew what to expect. What else was there? Yes, the leader, the white actor, Michael. Michael was good. His acting was decent. Everybody's acting overall was decent. I like the story, even though it looks like a cliche story, but it was executed properly. I feel like if these were the people that handled all these remakes we've been getting, our lives would be better for it. Yeah, those are my likes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Did you want to say anything?
Who's waiting?
Hold up, let me check.
Okay. Oh, okay.
All right.
No, I guess it's worth the lighting. I'm happy they did lean towards. I thought they focus more on the black skin. If I'm going to be honest, they expose more because I mean, I know we had a white lead, but he is the minority in this film. So for the most part, so like yes, but good observations. Although I might disagree with them later. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Paraventure, are you around? Are you back? Oh shoot, I forgot Tosin. I'm so sorry. Tosin, hi. Would you like to tell us what you liked about Here Live? Get up.
It's not easy to host, is it?
Get up. Sorry. Please tell us what you like.
Hi, I think I'm going to echo a lot of people's thoughts. Sorry if this has been said already, but the first thing I really liked about this film was Tope Oshin's acting. She hasn't been on screen for about 12 years, and I think she was so natural. It was just really nice to me, and it was like a breath of fresh air seeing somebody not so new on screen acting really well. Of course, the child actor as well did really, really well. And I thought the casting was kind of matched so that when she grew up, we weren't thinking, oh, who's this? It was really well casted, I guess, in that area. Omomi Dada, fantastic as usual, so natural, really good friend. Really great dialogue between her and her friend every time. Like it just felt natural, like every time she had to text her friend or call her friend for something. What else did I really like? I like that the white people weren't weird. I feel like in Nigerian movies, a lot of the time, the white people are just like really awkward and like really bad actors. But in this one, it wasn't so bad. It was so natural, and the lead guy was actually a good actor. Like, he was believable. We believed him up until that twist. Like, for me, I didn't even think all of that could happen. Like, he didn't look like a weird person. So it was like a really nice switch for me. That is it. I like the story as well. I like the story. It's nice to see a what I call it, thriller of this, basically this kind of story in a Nigerian context. a lot of these kind of stories are like the white people films that we watch, but it's really nice to see a Nigerian writer be able to execute this kind of story. Because when they went to the cabin, I assumed, like the previous guy, I think it was Shegun, I assumed that it was going to be the weird girl who would like try to kill her or something like that. But yeah, that was it for me. I think that's it for everything that I liked. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Michael's pretty privilege is coming into play here because he didn't look like a creep.
Yeah.
But shout out to the guy who played Michael. He actually, a lot of people have talked about his acting. That's because he's actually somebody with quite a few credits to his name. He's been in a couple of things, and actually nothing like huge or big, but you know, your Christmas love movies. He's done this kind of things. I think a couple that might be on Netflix.
He's a fine boy. He's a fine boy too. He's a fine boy. Don't forget.
There's also that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you know, sometimes you just throw. Hey, which film was I watching? Actually, it might have been. I think it was Woman King. There's a light skinned guy there that I'm like, what is going on? Anyway,
moving on.
That boy was fine, okay?
Yes.
Didn't have to say anything.
It's not his beauty that was in question.
I wasn't questioning his beauty.
It was there to be beautiful. Honestly, I know what you're talking about. It was there to be beautiful. That was all.
Beauty was not the problem. Okay. Nadia, are you ready to tell us what you liked about Here Love Lies?
Hi. Yes, I am. Hello, everyone. Okay, so the first thing that I Here Love Lies. I really liked the opening montage. I liked the opening scene. It already told, in fact, for me, it already gave me a background as to what their story was going to be about. I liked the fact that he gave me an insight to the kind of person that, you know, Sam Daly's character was going to be. I liked the costume. The costuming for me was really cool. I liked the set design. I feel like it made me feel warm. I was watching, I was the audience, but then I felt a certain kind of warmth from Amanda. Gave me a sense of warmth, basically. I liked the acting. The acting was really dope. Amanda, Kemi, and the very handsome Michael. And then finally, I liked the journey of the story. Basically, it took me from some sort of, I don't know, old school, typical preacher lifestyle to an entertaining rom-com to a crime thriller. I just like the fact that it took me in through different emotions, and I didn't feel like they were conflicting or they were. So yeah, those are the things that I like the most about the film.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, it did feel like it was quite a journey, the film. Like I felt like we were getting Man of God at the beginning, then moved on to like Before 30 or 30, and then we got to Misery. So yeah, that was quite a journey. Okay, I think we've done the goods for everyone.
So what about us?
Now I'll send everyone, then I'll move on to us now.
Above everyone, I like it.
Sorry.
I like the way
Who told you above?
Sorry.
Who told you
I
above
wanted
anybody?
I wanted to add one more thing that I liked. I'm so sorry. I liked the end, right?
Which end?
The end of the film. The fact that she didn't have to find love, which is typical. There was no like perfect like love story for her. Like it was a different kind of story in her. She had to like find her truth and like basically make up with her family, right? And like that was the story, and like it was clearly focused. So yeah, that's one thing I liked.
Okay, thank you. See, I'm going to have to remember that for my bad, because I personally thought that ending for her was a bit of a hate crime, but we're not there yet.
Tito.
Oh, Tito wants to speak. All right. Tito, you've made it just in time. What did you like about Here Love Lies?
Can people hear Tito? Tito, if you...
Oh, I can go ahead?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Hi, everyone. I'll keep it very short. Well, I liked, I requested, because I wanted to react to what Tosin just said about the ending of the film and how it wasn't about her finding her true love, and it was, she found herself and all that. I think I know when this isn't reactions, but before I forget, I'm not going to be here for the whole thing. That Amanda babe is going to be back on Tinder and Bumble in Port Harcourt. Then before she even leaves Port Harcourt, she's going to be back on the dating apps. She hasn't given up on love. That babe did not learn her lesson. So that's what I wanted to say in reaction to what Tosin said. That's just my opinion anyway. But what I did like, the only thing I liked about that film was seeing Tope Oshin act. I was quite curious. I didn't even know until I was watching the film that she was the female lead. And I started seeing all, the opening credits, and I saw her name all over the place. And I was quite happy about that. I mean, it's not very often. Well, I've been corrected, Sha. Funke Akindele stars and directs. Omoni Oboli stars and directs as well. It just didn't dawn on me, up until people corrected me recently. But when I was watching it, I couldn't think of many directors who also are the lead in their movies. So I was happy to see that. I enjoyed watching her, and I think she did a decent job in the film. So that's all I had to say. But really, I just wanted to react to what Tosin said. Amanda, she's back in the streets, and she's still going to get her heart broken.
Yeah, she can be back in the streets, but she has to sort out those issues first.
She's not sorting anything.
Yeah.
She's not
I think Amanda has to be too traumatized for love at this point.
I
But
doubt it. I doubt it. That debate will learn her lesson. Okay, bye.
okay. We're still on the good, people. We're still on the good. What?
Who do you want to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Yes, and then you can go last.
Okay.
Where you deserve to be. Yeah, so what did I like? Like Amadou said, I liked the title. The triple entendre was kind of fun. Young Amanda was good. I enjoyed her. I liked the teenager. She was a teenager played by someone that might be a teenager. And, she was giving teenager. I don't know how many more ways to say that was a teenager. A sulky teenager. I thought the relationship with her mom was nice. Like you could see that these people had a relationship. I didn't get the vibes that they were strangers. But it was, it's not an I hate you relationship. It's like you're all familiar with when you're pissed with your, with your parents, but you still love them. So I thought that was nice. Yeah, I enjoyed Sam Dady's performance. Yeah, the first part of the movie, I really thought like we were going with, that kind of religious arc, whatever. I thought that was going to be good. I did enjoy that beginning. This film kind of carried me go where I don't know, but I kind of enjoyed that. I don't know if I enjoyed it in the way it was intended, but I felt like the wilder it got, the more fun I had. I thought Michael, for the first part of his acting, I thought he was good, which was such a surprise because, yes, like we've mentioned, we don't tend to cast Oyibo people who can act. So, I mean, first of all, he was fine, and then he could act for the first part of his appearance. So I thought that was really good. He could act. I enjoyed that. The first Edna jump scare, I kind of loved that. I loved Edna just appearing out of nowhere. I thought that was really fun. What else did I like? The twists were really twisting, because I mean, when they were going to a cabin in the woods, I thought for sure nothing crazy is going to happen because that would be too obvious. So that was like the twist was that the cabin in the woods is actually going to be the setting for a crazy thing. So I thought that was fun. Also, it made sense that Michael was a crazy person. He was cute, and it was kind of a twist that no, they put it out there straight away that this man was insane. All of those messages that he was sending, just repeatedly, continuously, he sounded like an axe murderer. So yeah, I like that it was foreshadowed that Michael was a creep, because it was foreshadowed he was creepy, and Amanda should have known better at her big age. But yeah, what else did I like? I think that's kind of it. But I did have fun with it, and in my mind, I ended it before the reconciliation with her family. That was the end for me. It was when she spoke to her daughter. It's the good now. That was my end. Sorry. Ekene, what did you like?
Okay. All right. So I think just to echo a couple of things that have been said, especially from Mrs. C, there are a couple of twists that actually just work because they don't come out of nowhere. They're good red herrings actually to throw you off, using the police as someone, the undercover police as someone who looked like was stalking was a good red herring because like it's not just thrown in there for no reason. It actually it makes sense. But you think she's the crazy person, and that might be where crazy things start. Yeah, and like Mrs. C said, the even him turning out to be kind of crazy was yeah. I mean, like all the messages he was sending to Facebook. Somebody that sends you a lot of like messages on Facebook without response is never a good sign. That's not a good sign. I think this film actually had a lot of interesting things it did filmmaking wise. There was a time where I remember just before she enters the bar, the soundtrack is playing in the background, but it's playing like, just a normal bit of music that, just regular. And then she enters the bar and it switches to it's the same sound, it's the same sound, the same song, but it's now in the ambience of somebody in a bar. So like in that switch, I thought little things like that were nice. I thought the cinematography was good for the most part. There were really good use of varied shots. There were close-ups. Used it very well for the most part again sometimes. But it's better than a lot. It's better than a bunch of the Netflix originals I've been seeing. There are a couple of nice lines in there as well. I think Otas mentioned the "she's not pregnant" bit. I thought that was both well written and well performed by Sam Dede, who I thought was also a highlight. Even the "how much time," my lifetime. Sam Dede uses it first, and then she uses it later when her sister comes to ask her, how long it's gonna be. I like that. That's when we're talking about things like when I'm talking about things like fine wine and all right, I get it, you're doing a basic story of this thing, but like what are the lines, what are the bangers that somebody can like we could at least assess, even if it might not turn out to be amazing. What are those lines that should make me go, oh, what an attempt at a line. That was nice. I thought that some of the conflicts were much better done than I'm used to in Nollywood. The thing with the splitting of the bill, like it's a small thing, but it's a thing that I can see being an actual thing that causes people to not. That can cause the rift that it actually caused later. All right, so I'm about to make a comparison here that's going to seem wild, but the genre, the way this film bends, it sort of reminds me of Psycho, and crazy thing to compare this to a Hitchcock movie, but if you've seen Psycho, the movie does kind of start one way, and then we get to the hotel, and then shit starts getting fucked up, right? That's a lot of swearing for.
I was just gonna say language,
but that's the only way. That's the only way I can put it. Like,
that's swearing this household.
That's the only way I can put it. It's just it starts one way, and then and then it gets really weird. And I didn't mind that. There were actually traces for me. There are traces of. I don't think this was done perfectly, by the way, but there were traces of things aren't quite right. They used the red herring kind of does it. So like when I think her name is Liz, the police babe, is like stalking her. There's music that is like, oh, this is very dark. At first, it feels goofy, and maybe it still kind of is goofy, but the music is of horror. When she pokes out her head and she's wearing all black, like, yeah, I'm a crazy stalker kind of thing. Even when somebody said, even when is it with the splitting of the bill? There's like this sound design of like almost horror music. Like so, like if you watch it again, you'll see traces of this isn't quite your classic rom-com or romance or so. I think they at least attempted to make it coherent in the way it shifts. So yeah, I think that was well done. Okay, yeah, but that's generally this is if we had films like this, generally I think this is what I would like. Oh, okay, we're moving. It's not there yet for me, but we're moving. Actors, the writing feels more intentional in areas, and the filmmaking is good. And I'm like, I don't need to wonder why did this person even do this, right? There's a lot of times where I'm watching our films and I go, why did you even start? But yes, I enjoyed watching this. I enjoyed watching this in some ways, no, without it necessarily meaning that I think it's good, if that makes sense.
We know you.
All right. Okay.
Anyway, thank you for that, Ekene. And with that, we move on to Zabad. All right. Who did we start with? We started with where's Cynthia? Cynthia don't know. Okay.
She was supposed to be leaving early.
Oh, really?
She's in the audience, yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if Cynthia's back. Yes, Cynthia's back. Okay. Sorry, no thanks. All right, Cynthia, what did you not like about Here Love Lies? Cynthia, are you there?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I
What were you bad?
No, like I was changing from listener to speaker, so I didn't like hear anything.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, so
all right,
yeah,
what
in
did
the
you not
bad,
like?
yeah. So in the bad, I have very short things to say. Oh my god, the last 30 minutes. So it's not like I won't take this switch. I mean, it's not like I won't take the switch from romance to thriller. I just felt like the execution just made it. I don't know, like I was in my mushy feelings, okay, and oh yeah, cabin in the wood, but only Edna spoke to me. I was still in my mushy feelings, even in the cabin. I just felt the thriller, everyone just fell short in their acting. I enjoy Edna when she wasn't saying anything and she just looked spooky. But that kitchen scene with Michael and even Michael, like I don't know, the thriller just had a lot of bad acting that did not make me appreciate their switch in the movie. So yeah, that's my major dislike, the thriller part, and mostly because of the acting, the execution, not because I wouldn't mind having a switch like that. I also hated the ending, and it's more because of I was questioning the hidden message. Like we saw her in the cabin where she had a dream of her father reminding her that this Nora child you have will cause you so much pain. Then that was when the whole Michael build up of being a kidnapper or whatever he was doing or whatever it was now elevated. That was also when the whole misery of her trying to escape being killed or being forced into a relationship. If you are not there, you are dead. Then I don't know. Then after coming back, she's now coming back to her parents to make peace with them when I felt like nobody was remorseful. So I was questioning the hidden message. Is it that bad things are happening to her because she's carrying grudge with her parents and she's back to reconciling with her parents and showing them Nora when I did not think they deserved it because it's 14 years and the sister only appeared once to share the wedding card. Yeah, so that was my major issue with the movie, the acting in the thriller part, and also I did not understand the ending. I was questioning if there's a message there for me to read and why they had to end it like that.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a feeling a lot of people are going to speak about this ending. So, but thanks, Cynthia. We'll get more to that. Fi, do you want to tell us some of the things that didn't gel with you? Fi, you there?
Oh, hi. I was speaking. I didn't know my mic was off. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. I said that the first thing I wrote here was sigh. I felt like it was a waste of time to suddenly find out that he was a psycho. In fact, I was annoyed when they went to the house in upstate New York and all of a sudden we were meant to realize he was crazy by the stuffed animal heads. I mean, yeah, there were a few clues, but yeah, I just felt like that was meant to be one big reveal. And it did land in terms of a message, but I felt like that was an odd and easy way to make a huge reveal. Then I also felt that they introduced this psycho thing so late in the film. Once again, yes, there was some weird stuff shown earlier, but I didn't feel fulfilled. In fact, I was actually really upset that this was the third act. It didn't land for me in terms of a story. I see the vision, A for effort, but personally, I don't feel like it was well executed. Some of the American actors went good. The kiss, what? The kiss shouldn't have happened. I wish somebody had yelled cut and said, please, let's reshoot that. That was, yeah. Can we talk about the lack of chemistry between Amanda and Mike? It felt very neutral, respectful. They had banter, but there was no fire, no burn, and that kiss was the perfect tell. So sigh again. The ending, in fact, at this point, I was over it because I'd actually skipped through and allowed myself to find out why Mike was crazy. Okay, so why Nigerian women in particular? One Nigerian woman hurt him. Why didn't we know about Nigerian women missing earlier? It could have come up on the news back when Amanda was in Nigeria. It could have been mentioned once or twice, along with the news of him being a psycho in some way. And can I say that this film really tapped into my deepest fears? Because if there's one thing I'm scared of, is human beings that are crazy and you don't find out till later. Oh, no, 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 no. This film really stabbed me in the back and not in a good way. Here I was thinking this was going to be Soken Takes NYC and you're telling me that this man is crazy. That really affected me. I felt like I opened up to the film and it fooled me and it was a violation. Here love lies. How about here love dies? And the ending, when she went back to the parents, once again, anticlimactic. No apology from the parents. I want to stop seeing nasty parents being forgiven with no with no apologies in Nigerian films. I think it's giving the wrong impression, and we have to evolve from that message. So, because for me, it was tinted canvas all over again. So yeah, those are my dislikes. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Fi. Thank you.
All right, I'm taking over now. I'm the captain now. You want to? Sorry. Do you want to?
No, please, you can take over.
All right.
I sound so scared.
Yeah, well, they're not seeing your face. All right. No, thanks, Fi. Yeah, the chemistry wasn't the best. Okay, more people also upset about this ending. All right, so we have two people who didn't get to say they're good, so I'm going to give you your chance to do some version of that. All right, okay. So Vanessa, tell us.
Yay!
Tell us.
Don't worry, I'm not even going to take time. My good when this film ended. Yeah, I really enjoyed when it came to an end. I was cramping. My period started. I was in the throes of agony, and I did not listen to the warnings, and I decided to watch this film. And I was in a state of confusion. Nah, this film is a gaslighter of a film. And honestly, I feel very offended by the C's putting that romance film tag underneath this space. You people have the effortry, the unmitigated gall to tag this film romance films. Ah! You never have fear of God. I keep barrel with the romance film. This film, nah. My one good was that the film ended. I do appreciate this when films know just end. Just end. Don't put us through suffering. Just end. My God, what was this film? And I'm sorry. I feel like I don't know if anybody has said it, but I feel like everybody's just waving over the fact that the person who apparently is the father of her child, at least they hinted it to us, was that I don't know who he was, whether he was a priest, whether he's that man, because that man don't look like boy. That man looks like a strong 35. That man looked a strong 35, winking and blowing kisses to 16, 17-year-olds. How is nobody addressing the predatory nature of that man? There are many things to unpack in this film that have nothing to do with upstate New York and running around in a dark woods. Why are we running in the dark woods when there's a man, a villain that was shown to us at the beginning of this film, winking and blowing kisses? You people were not terrified when that man was winking and blowing kisses. Me, I was scared though. That wink and kiss was scarier than Michael. Let's be for real. See, you people be honest with yourselves. When that man did a wink, you people were not afraid. Me, I was scared because I was like, what's going on here? Right beside our father. Our father is giving people communion. He's winking. Haba. Come on now. That was terrifying to me. And you people do not address that was predatory. That man looked a strong 40. Yes, his age is going to go up every time I speak because that man looked a strong 55. People need to stop. What was this film? And I'm sorry, whoever it is that's in charge of making Tinamba a shouty, angry, sometimes weird rape apologist-ish mom in Nollywood needs to stop. They need to stop because Tinamba is way too talented for this rubbish. She's way too talented for this. It's completely unnecessary. Like, it was bad enough in This Lady Called Life that this woman only had sympathy for her child being pregnant and whatever because she found out the girl was raped. This one, they didn't even bother to ask. No sympathy. No sympathy whatsoever. You guys now. Abba. This, if we are calling film romance, all of you that were opening your mouth to say people were feeling tingle. I don't know what tingles people were feeling in the first 1 hour, 30 minutes. The giggling people were giggling. I don't know I don't know I don't know.
Sorry, Vanessa, why are you shading me
I'm not shading
indirectly?
anything.
Call my name. Call my name.
Anybody that this applies to, because I don't know who hurt you. I don't know who hurt you that made you people think that 1 hour 30 minutes of this film was love. In what book, in what imagination is that love, or a semblance of it that is giving people butterflies in your tummy? You people should stop, please. Even the Facebook texts were dead. Even from the Facebook messages with polite grammar that these people were using should have shown you people that boy is a psychopath. Because the way those texts were framed, that is not romance. That is not even an iota of flirtiness. You people should please. This film, I'm not offended by the woods or upstate New York or even the very weird taxidermy and chopped up animal heads on the wall or even Edna. I'm not really even offended by that. I'm just really massively offended that this was promoted as a romance film in the month of love. Haba. Have we not suffered enough? No, you guys, let's put this thing into perspective. February happened. And we will watch romance film. We watch Ebony Life say, Mbanu, you people will not get romance. They gave us a Brother Sunday. Then Tope Oshina said, Yeah, love lies. Love did not lie, yo. Love didn't lie down.
Love
Love
died.
ran away. You people should please pity me. Do you know, I genuinely feel offended as a romance stan who enjoys Nollywood, enjoy being a very strong word to use in this. But someone who supports Nollywood and who is a romance stan, I genuinely just feel betrayed every single time Nollywood attempts to do romance. Like what is it? Can't you?
Well, pass your five.
If I should grab you
Please.
Yeah,
there, I have 12
no,
minutes,
wow.
I don't have six
See,
minutes.
I told him you were going to try and
I
fight him.
have 12
Wow.
minutes, I don't have 5 minutes. All this one that you are doing, better leave me because me and you will fight. As much
Tuni will come.
I love you, but I will fight you. I'm just letting you know now. You people see, this is offensive. As a romance stan, this is offensive. And genuinely, I'm begging Nollywood. Don't do romance again. Let us know that I have to just get my joy from somewhere else. Don't do this to me. Uh-uh.
No, no,
And
no,
don't
no,
even
no. Before you give up on
and don't even
romance,
get me started on her
before you give up
wigs
on
and her
romance,
fits. Like, can we not? Like, sorry, what was that headband that she wore? There was this particular headband, boya orange in here, be pink in it. There was one headband that she wore in New York. Honestly, I was looking at that headband. I wanted to snatch the, when your mother sees you wearing something when you're leaving the house, that she just grab it from your body. I wanted to grab it. Somebody, you are saying romance. Even she's not even ashamed. Romance, first date, people are going in a general
No.
mixture.
No.
Mixture.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll come
Now,
back.
Mr. C, I'm upset.
Hey.
I'm actually not even coming back. I'm done. I'm leaving this place because I genuinely just feel gaslit by everybody here. That 1 hour, 30 minutes nonsense that people were saying.
We have not entered the bad now.
I don't care. I'm not using people to enter bad. That good. I had to leave. You people did not see me. I was here when this space started. I left because I was like, what is this? What were you people watching? Was I watching the back of my iPad? Because I'm sure I wasn't watching the back of my iPad. I don't know what people were watching. This film is not it at all. Uh-uh.
Maybe it's conditions now in which you watched it.
If I should grab you
Maybe.
there, I was
Wow.
hormonal. If there was ever a time for me to feel mushy gushy, it's when I'm hormonal. This film does not do that. You people should please stop this.
Well,
And everybody go and
all
watch
right.
Next in Fashion instead of watching this horrendous nonsense.
Okay. All right.
Bye,
Thank you for this.
everybody. And please, next year let's not do year of month of love. I'm begging you,
Now
nobody
what?
should pitch any nonsense month of love next February because I will fight everybody.
You are underestimating Nollywood. We'll come
See,
back.
Mr. C, please. I have faith, but my faith isn't that high. You should please stop. Nobody should pitch month of love in February next year. I will box everybody because all of you. The only film that gave me love was Before Valentine. I'm just telling you people now. Even though that one was
So we even
even though
gave
that
you
one was
one good
problematic
thing.
love, but at least I laughed.
Uh,
Uh-uh.
okay. All right.
Ah.
Okay. Clement inspires, please. You weren't here for the good, I don't think. So tell us the things you liked and things you did not like.
Okay, so the last speaker, I agree with her 100%, but I want to start off by stating that I had sent this movie to all my girlfriends to watch to give us some romance that we don't have in our own lives. And while I was continuing to watch the film and that scene where Michael asked her about the check, I immediately text my friend. I was like, do not watch this. Do not watch this. This is horrible. Horrible recommendation by me. I'm so sorry. So I continued to watch, but I still couldn't got over the fact that this guy asked her to split the check. That's where I was like, you know what? This movie's not going where how I want it to go to, blah blah and stuff like that. Um, I love the beginning of the story because it reminds me of my culture and how like it's similar to um, Nigerian culture and all that stuff when it comes to the parents and all that stuff. I immediately saw my Asian parents when I saw that scene. It was a beautiful beginning and all that stuff, but I really wanted a good ending for her. But I understand the meaning of the ending because Michael did not have any family. So it reminds her that go back to the family that you have. besides Michael, who doesn't have anything. You do have family back there and stuff like that. Also, I do want the parents to apologize to her because what they did was ridiculous. It's rooted in ignorance and also the shame that we grew up learning from. Basically, it just reminds me of neo-colonialism. That's what just reminds me of, like this ridiculous mindset that we adapted. That's not even ours. But I congratulate the writer and all that stuff. This is very interesting approach. This is the second time Nollywood has disappointed me. First with Sunday Affair. I don't know what the hell that was, but let me focus on this film. It was something else. I wasn't expecting it because I had the eyes of this film to be a romance novel, but I couldn't help but analyze this character, Michael, and also wanting happiness for the main character. That's all I have to say.
All right, thank you. Wow. At least I'm glad you guys have a little support group there between yourself and Vanessa. If you guys are feeling gaslit by the good. All right. Just going to read some comments. You can tweet some comments either using the hashtag Nollywood Film Club or just leaving a comment underneath the space. And as he says, I totally agree with Fire's comments. And Still Human says, the ending is a no-no for me. The parent didn't even apologize in the movie. I beg. All right. Okay. So I think it's Oyinka is next.
Vanessa, I had the opposite because what movie did I watch? It was an India movie, and it was like love, and then it ended with like thriller. The exact same thing that happened in this, but the girl was younger, and they met online, not online, on phone. So I wasn't expecting it, but when it came to like cabin, I had Cabin in the Woods, and I swear I was just like, this is about to change, and that's what happened. But for the bad of this movie, I didn't also like the ending for one reason. I do think that the mother did apologize. Not the mother did apologize. She called, she apologized. It's the bending down. I'm not against like she's going back. I mean, this woman almost died. Okay. Yeah. When you almost die, your priorities in life kind of changes, and you're like, you know what, let me forgive my family had no family, like the same thing. But the thing is that the father would arguably did the worst. I think this is why it's like bad in people's mouth. Who arguably did the worst did when we did not see him apologize, and that's what makes that ending bad to people's taste. Like the sister and the mother apologized, and it's kind of also weird that she did like the sister said that guy was her boyfriend. It's weird, but okay. But that's one of the reasons why I don't like it, especially because they were kneeling down in front of him, and this guy, I get it. We know our traditions, we know that, but he didn't even apologize. Like he actually has to apologize first. The bad, yes, I would say the worst acting part of it was definitely the second half. But yeah, does it take a lot of like tropey ways of thriller? Yeah, the weird eggnog that came out of nowhere, guy with the something. But I don't think these people, like, again, it's also about money and lighting, and you need money to do all those type of lighting and reshoot and lighting and relighting and all that stuff. And I know they don't have that type of money. So I'm willing to give it a little bit more grace in that. But yeah, there was just a few jankiness, and I think that jankiness just more goes to the production, and maybe the lack of money is not because the director doesn't have the acting. Do they have the greatest chemistry between the two of them? Not necessarily, but I actually think it works. I don't think they're like the most romance. And Vanessa, we're watching this in March. The month of love has ended. Sorry, the month of love
Mr.
has
C said
ended.
we should watch
Uh,
we should watch this film in February. See, it's not my fault that Netflix released the film first week of March. Mr. C is still
I
counting
think
this film. Mr. C
okay.
is still counting this film along with his romance for Month of Love. Like, honestly,
um,
all blame go to Mr. C. All blame
wow.
go
You
to
know what,
Mr. C.
Mr. C, and
Ha!
I tried to stand up for you,
It's
but
a lie.
like
All blame
she
go to
does
Mr. C. Don't
present
stand up for him.
a
Don't
factual
stand up
point of
for
what
him. It's
happened.
Mr.
So
C's fault.
I'm sorry, I have to go back sit down. I'll go sit down, Vanessa. You're right. I'll go sit down. This is not. This is definitely not a romance movie, but I do think not all romance ends well, and not all romance ends well beautifully. It's not the beautiful, sad. Jack is thinking no. Yeah. Sometimes you go in search of romance and you find somebody that might be insane because of reasons of that happens to themselves and there's something. So just like the bad is just really more production issues, but it's just because they don't have the budget for it. And also you might also chop it up to maybe they don't have also the imagination to like make up for not having the budget for it. But I think it's more just more because they don't have the budget for it. This movie is not that it's not that bad. It's cool. Oh yeah. One bad. The scene, the sequence with the annoying white woman who actually turned out to be a cop. Um, the sequence of her annoying them throughout their um their tour of New York. I think that they could have cut that sequence down. I think you just needed two or three of that, and you didn't have to elongate it as much as they do as they did because the joke was just ringing itself out. You know, that's one bad I think that maybe she should have just got. But other than that, this movie, eh, yeah,
All right.
also, one more
Uh,
thing. It makes it seem like Nigerian men will not be willing to date, especially of a certain age, because like she couldn't find one Nigerian man who's like, okay, you have a child. I mean, you couldn't find one. Do you know how many people we marry and marry again in Nigeria that have like blended family a lot in Nigeria? It's a little bit weird. But okay. But I get it, it's for the story. And I do one more thing. Sorry.
oh
This was
my
a phrase I
goodness.
should have phrased.
Columbo.
I am still within my 5 minutes. Uh, this was supposed to be a praise. The dialogue writing sometimes was really brilliant. Sorry, I didn't get to say that, but sometimes was really something like you said. And yeah, just small production issues, and that was just it. They didn't have the money for it like that, but they still worked very well, and I will read it. It wasn't annoying. It didn't get me to go all crazy.
All right. Okay. Thanks.
One more thing. I'm done.
Yeah. All right. I think Atas is next. Thanks, Columbo. Atas.
Yeah.
All right.
Get to be the exact opposite. I hated every single moment that I spent watching this movie. I think except the first 10 minutes. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. But let's start from where my issue starts, which is all of it. So I've been listening to all of you guys. My favorite things about the reviews of this movie so far has been you guys, like having a problem with him splitting, the check at the date or the ending. But it's like no one cares that this babe leaves her child in the middle of arguably their biggest conflict and flies halfway across the world without this man's knowledge or permission, stalking him to go see him like after like what a week of conversation. Like the whole movie is unhinged. The main character think is the worst part of the movie for me. Both the acting and the characterization itself. As an actress, you can tell that she's trying very hard to convey emotions, tearing up and like visually expressing anger and all of that stuff, but the emotions never quite reach her face. And so the whole time I'm staring at her, it's just very flat. And for that reason, even when she's performing like scenes of like love and affection, it just never reaches her face. And so as soon as she ages up, I think she becomes my least favorite part of the movie. And then as a character, we've already discussed the fact that she's willing to leave like her child for this dumb reason, to fly across the world to meet this stranger she's been talking to for a few weeks. Sorry, but like they're having, conflict. The child expresses that she feels abandoned. The child can obviously feel like the shame from the mother regarding her. We don't ever address that. Like the movie is just like, yeah, the white guy accepts I have a child, so let's just move on from that. And it's just very unsatisfying. I think she's the red flag in this movie. I think she's the psychopath. I feel like she and the white guy are very well matched. Because even with the first guy she's upset at, the married guy, she's upset that he lies that he's married, but she was willing to lie about her child and a health condition. But then the movie makes it seem like we're supposed to care that the guy is lying about being married. And she makes terrible decisions throughout the whole movie, but somehow she never internalizes any of those thoughts or lessons. The one thing that annoyed me was how much reference they make to her counselor, Mike, her daughter's counselor. And I thought at some point that the implication would be that her Michael was going to be Counselor Michael, but that just, I guess, was set up for no reason. The white guy, the white lead, he is convincing as a romantic, but not as a crazy person. And I think everyone has already said that, but the whole second half of the movie, no one is sure what they're supposed to be giving, and it tells in the tone of the movie. Because this movie tries to be romance, drama, comedy, crime, thriller, action, it never quite manages to accomplish any of it. It should have just taken its two strongest genres and blended them as seamlessly as it could, but nothing is blended. A lot of things happen just to propel us through, where we're supposed to be getting to at the end. There's no chemistry between the main character and any of the other characters. There's no satisfying climax, no conclusion, nothing is resolved, and the supporting cast gives a much better performance. Also, there are too many villains. Like, I hate everybody. I'm rooting for no one except her daughter. And even that right now is tenable.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Atas. I do have to say that a thing in a lot of, especially the old romance movies, is they're all unhinged. Not to necessarily make excuses for these movies, but they're mostly unhinged. Sleepless in Seattle, the classic, the lead woman is so unhinged. She is the queen of stalking. It happens a lot of times, but it's easier to forgive things when they don't have a kidnapping slash, kidnapping, murdering serial killer at the end. That sort of doesn't feel satisfying. I think Cynthia used the word. It I think Otas is also right there. It just doesn't blend well. I think, like I said, I see aspects in the post-production part where they leave you hints that something could potentially happen, but they don't do enough, I don't think. All right.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, seconded to the other thing that I said, when the daughter kept talking about her school counselor, Mike, I really thought that was going to be the thing, that Michael was going to be Mike, but no.
I think it was just a way to bring up that she didn't want to go to boarding school.
Fine, because I changed the name.
it was like he said, Mike. Speaking of Mike, my Mike.
Oh, sorry. My last
It's
bad, my
country.
very last bad is that she does the exact same thing to her daughter that her parents do to her. And that's it. Like she's willing to abandon her child and let her child feel abandoned, which is the exact same thing
Well,
that she's apparently
the
recovering
exact.
from.
Come
Um,
on, the
Not the
exact.
cause.
Come
what are you
on, not
talking
the
about?
exact.
And then she's like,
That's
she
not
spends the
the
rest of the
exact.
movie trying to ask whether this is her father's curse working when it's obviously that her child doesn't want to go to boarding school. Like, it's not a curse. Like, your child doesn't want to leave. Like, what is not clicking?
Also, like
Yeah.
her child was good vibes. Like her father's curse is the child
All
will
right.
cause you pain. The girl was good vibes.
I think, and honestly, it doesn't do this well. But I think what was happening there was she was carrying that in her head. It's not actually that uncommon in film, that trope where they curse you, but like it's not really the curse. It's you like sort of
Being a self-fulfilling prophecy.
self-fulfilling
I
prophecy kind
know,
of thing.
but like if you're self-fulfilling, that child will cause you more pain that you've caused me. There was just nothing there that the child did. None. The child didn't do shit. If she had a
Do you
problem,
not understand how self-fulfilling prophecy
yes,
works?
yes, but it's not the child causing the pain.
But she linked it to the child.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Anyway, Shagun, I think, is next. Shagun, what do you know like?
Yeah, see, Vanessa. Everybody, overanalyzing this thing. It's not. You forget that we are talking about how to improve our film industry, and I think that is the eye we should use to look at such things. But then again, you guys have the points. You have your points, but I think they deserve some leeway. That being said, my dislikes about the thing. Like initially I said I like that they played it safe with the lighting. And that being said, the lighting was just horrible because everywhere was bright. There was no clear differentiation between day and night, so to speak, aside maybe when they were showing time lapse of the night sky and all of that. Everywhere was bright. When it was time for the daughter to go to bed, she walked it was bright. Everywhere was it was daylight in almost every scene. So we couldn't even know whether it was nighttime or daytime. Even when she had her nightmare, and I'm like, how do you guys sleep with all those lights on? Like she had a nightmare and everywhere was bright. That is one thing. The extras, I mean the white extra actors, they didn't carry it. They seemed like new age. They seemed like new actors. Seemed like they were new to the game. Yes, there was no chemistry between the lead characters, Amanda and Michael. And I guess that's because they didn't have enough time to sit with what do you call these people now? There are these people that sits with you and make sure that you guys bond a certain way. But build chemistry. I've forgotten what they call it. Then you said
Coordinator.
Intimacy coordinator.
I thought it was
exactly intimacy coordinator. Sorry. Like I'm not one of those people that had to choose between Yale, Harvard, and MIT. Okay, so there's the last 30 minutes. There were issues. There were a lot of issues with the last 30 minutes, and I honestly would let it slide because this is really kind of like a new area, so to speak, for Nollywood, if we are being honest. Like, so there was a deliberate effort to do this part, the whole woods, running in the woods, the whole fighting in the cabin. Like even the cabin itself, everyone was bright, was lit, which is very good. I mean, it's their abroad, they have lights, unlike here in Nigeria, but there was also light everywhere. So that whole cabin scene was just iffy. The was not properly choreographed. The gunshots, the initial gunshots where they shot the agent, I don't know whether it was color grading. The blood that splashed on her cheek looked more like barbecue sauce, so it could be the color grading or they actually used barbecue sauce as the fake blood. But yeah, there's that. What else? Yes, and obviously the whole the cop that was annoying them throughout the tour. Yeah, it was a bit much, but I think that just adds to I think that's just there to really aggravate some part of the audience to be like really annoyed at the babe and then turn a hateful eye towards her and then assume that she's the psychotic one in the entire film. So I think that was done on purpose, although it seemed a bit too much, but it's still passable. I think that's pretty much it for me for my dislikes. As a whole, I see that they put in effort, and yeah, I can give them a pass. That's it for me. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Shagun. Yeah, I think, to be honest, I'm also coming from I'm just coming from the perspective that this is essentially like two people made this film, right? It's Tope Oshin and Daniel, what's his name? The guy who made Gone. Um, Between them, they wrote, or at least co-wrote, starred, directed, cinematography, edited, produced, executive produced, set design this film. I'm taking that into context, taking like a lot of budget issues into context, and because again, like like where people do well, improve or move things forward, you give them their flowers, especially for Nollywood. But yes, it's hard not to take that into context. But also, hey, if anyhow you reach you is what is all you can say. But yeah,
Can I add something? I really want to push back on what you're talking, what you said about budget. I think Elizabeth mentioned it as well. It's not a budget issue. It's we've not done it enough times to be good at it issue. Do you understand?
well,
It's not budget. That whole flying abroad and all that equipment is a lot of money, but directing it properly, it's not a budget issue. The
no,
fact is, in Hollywood, we haven't done so much. We've not done enough to hone that skill to portray such stories in the light that is expected. We've not done enough. Everybody, I feel, yeah.
It's not everything. I'm saying like that the facts. I mentioned two people that again.
Yes,
I need to like all those things that they did. If they had money, I'm sure they would pass it on to other people who can do it. But at some point,
okay.
Yeah, at some point, if
Yeah.
you're doing that much work stuff, it won't come out.
But you see, even at that, like I said, even between two people, it's consistency. I can share later. I can share links of films that just one person, two people have done using phones that are even better than some very big budget things. So it is just consistency and consistency in the craft. It's not about how much you have, because everybody keeps saying these budget things. When we push back on things, everybody keeps talking budgets. There's a film called Tangerine. There's a film called Tangerine in New York, showing in New York cinemas, and it was shot on iPhone 5s. So the budget thing for me is just really ridiculous, and I think that is one of the drawbacks we are having. Everybody assumes that there's a budget problem, so everybody that wants to do a film now will not do anything until they see 100 million or 150 million to do a film, and at the end of the day, it ends up being crap.
All right.
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah.
But you're boxing with shadow. I didn't say the whole problem with it is, but
I get. I understand.
It's part of my context in talking about the film. But
okay.
Who is Omar Didi, right? Omar.
Yeah. So what like? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I think this movie wasted my time. Like nothing. The whole family drama had nothing to do with the the trailer part, and I kind of think it wasted my time because such thing could happen to a random person, someone who had no child outside marriage. So I just felt like that family drama had nothing to do with the movie. If we are going to do that, anybody could fall into the trap of a guy like that. And so they were trying to make the our daughter like make us feel for her like she must not die. she has a daughter, she shouldn't die. So I just feel that's what they were trying to do, but I don't feel the need for the family drama. Um, and I think the genres were not kind of like mixed well. They didn't. Maybe they intended us that something like that would happen, but I don't think they did it well. They really didn't do it well. So the transitioning from romance to uh, is it horror? Should I call it horror or maybe thriller? It's kind of didn't go well. All of a sudden, he has a cabin. She's going, you know, it feels somehow. I think it has to do with the writing. They could have just done better with the writing. So, like I said, I don't know. The family drama, I didn't enjoy it. And people are complaining about the father not, apologizing. I think that it's normal in African parents, they would never apologize. And for a girl who her father is a pastor and she got pregnant, I would say that normally she will be the one apologizing because she like stained the family, she stained her father's identity. So normally in African settings, she would be the one to apologize, whether you like it or not. Anyways, I just think I had issues with the writing. That's all I have to say.
All right, thanks so much, Julie. She did apologize. I mean, like she was apologizing while getting kicked out. That's how that went. But I understand. The father not apologizing. I guess it's very much in yeah. I guess it's giving some people man of God vibes. All right, Tito, did you have anything you wanted to mention about some of the things you didn't like about this film? I don't know if Tito's around. Tito, are you still there? If Tito's not there, I think that's it.
Is Nadia still there?
No, Nadia has gone.
Okay.
So, Mr. C, anything to add to the things you didn't like?
Okay.
Hang on, Tito is back.
Okay.
Tito, can you hear us? I can't hear you if you're speaking. Oh, I can't hear you anyway. Is it just me? Can anyone else hear Tito?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Okay, Mrs. C, go on.
Okay. So, yeah, I feel like someone asked the filmmakers what genre they wanted, and they said yes. And I found it entertaining in not the right way. The switch between genres, it was just, it didn't blend as smoothly. I don't know if it was someone that mentioned that. Yeah, we didn't need her backstory with her parents and all of that. That had nothing to do with falling in with a creep, right? It just didn't work. Yeah. Also, it's just the painting of the romance with her and Michael. Yeah, they didn't have chemistry. And I don't know. I mean, I did say that I liked that, it didn't come out of nowhere that he was a creep, right? All of the incessant texting gave away that he was a creep. But I don't even feel like that was intentional. It just supposed to put him as in persistent or, like actual serial toaster, which, like, anybody knows, you never give a chance to the person that has been chasing you because he will show you Pepe. Then what else was I thinking now? Oh yeah, I felt like Amanda had no sense of self-preservation and kept trying to die. It just really felt like she had no sense of self-preservation. The whole thing in the house and the running and the chasing, it's like Edna has to beg her a million times to run. The policewoman is here trying to tell her something, and the person who drugged you and kept you here the last few days is telling you, oh, she's a crazy person, and you're trying to think about it. I would rather follow the crazy woman stalking a man, right, than give an ear to the person who I know has drugged me and held me hostage the last few days, right? What else? I don't know, man. The ending, the end with the reconciliation with the parents, I thought that was just very upsetting. That was just upsetting. I did not like that. And then they walked in there and then they knelt down. I'm like, why are you kneeling down in front of this man? And why didn't she do her daughter's hair? And by do her hair, I don't mean like it needs to just brush it and put it in a ponytail, right? Like, don't come here looking like you're suffering. What else? Oh yeah. A few people have talked about Omami Dada's acting. I thought it was bad. I think Omami Dada gives two performances. She's either good or she's bad. It's. I don't think she does mid. I haven't seen her do mid. I've seen her do good and I've seen her do bad. And I've decided her performances are. I've decided I'm going to blame directors for her performances. Because if I see
both good and bad.
Yes, both good and bad. I've decided I'm going to blame directors for her performances. It means she has the talent there, but if you don't direct, it's not going to come out. And if you direct it well, it's going to come out. So so I did not enjoy her performance here at all. And I've seen her do good performances. So I'm putting that firmly at this. Yeah. In the romantic part of the film, Michael was a better actor than Amanda. Michael did well. When we get to the thriller part, he was just bad. He was just bad. And he'd been good. And it was just, we've moved on to this side of the film and he's bad. And I don't know if he's, I think you mentioned some other films he's done and he's done like a Hallmark romance movie. So maybe romance is where he's more comfortable in. And when he has to play bad guy, it's just, he just doesn't know how to. It's not his wheelhouse. So it's now just this dramatized, exaggerated version of what this psychopath is supposed to be. Or maybe the directors couldn't direct him on how to play bad guy. I don't know. Something.
Directors on set.
The directors on set, Sha. So I don't even know. So like Sha, something did not work out there. Then also, what was the other thing? The cabin. I know it's supposed to be like he's not a good person. So he has all of these trophies hanging there in the wall, but I don't know if
too many animal heads.
Too many animal heads. I don't know how you expect to keep your victims there before you start drugging them when you have so many animal heads. Like, if you must keep the heads, you need to drug them from the car. I'm not speaking from experience, I promise. It's just, I don't know. It was really hard to root for Amanda. It was
From Atlanta.
Shut up. It was really hard to root for Amanda. I feel like Amanda brought out a lot of my internalized misogyny. I don't know, man. I felt like she wasn't serious. I felt like there was so much, and I understand that obviously you don't need it. You don't stop looking for companionship because you have a child and you're successful and all of that stuff. It made sense. It's just, but Otas mentioned it. Like, she's so upset this man is married. She's hiding a whole child, right? You're both hiding very significant things, right? And you know, if people have previously bailed on her because she mentioned she had a child, did she mention she had a child when they proposed? Did she mention it 6 months into their relationship? If someone has a child for 6 months, I will break up with you. I'm sorry. She wasn't easy to root for in that way. I'm not saying Thunder fired these men that broke up with her when she mentioned her kid, because she probably mentioned her 6 months into the relationship. And then she's moving straight onto this guy and going to a secluded cabin. Not victim blaming, but Amanda is a grown Nigerian woman. We don't do that. Also,
it was her wish.
It was her wish.
It was on her bucket list.
It was on her bucket list to go with a strange Oyibo man to a cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
No. Then what else was it? Goodness me, I'm forgetting this thing now. Yeah, the thing with the would you pay for the bill, right? I think it could be, you said it was like it's like a nice conflict to have, right? And stuff like that. Yes. However, when we move forward, right, and realize this guy preys on Nigerian women, this is his thing that he does, preying on Nigerian women. A few previous things now don't work, right? And before we even got to that future point, it's like, okay, he's watched enough Nollywood to know you should send a Nigerian woman food instead of flowers. But he doesn't know you don't ask them if they want to split the bill for lunch. Did you do your research or did you not?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I think that's just he's not actually doesn't have that much money or
No, he
something.
actually does say he was trying not to be a bad feminist. So that's his excuse there, not even the Nigerianness of it.
But he's preyed on so many Nigerian women. Like, you murder 6 Nigerian women, you know that you should pay for lunch.
I think the point though is that he doesn't
Isn't
care. He's a
splitting isn't
feminist.
splitting the bill isn't splitting the bill is not a Nigerian thing, but it happens elsewhere, doesn't it? So I think it's just for to just keep up appearances, like to stay in character, so to speak.
Yes, but I said before we get forward, right, and work our way back, he previously sent her food because Nigerian women, from his research, would prefer to be sent food than flowers. So
Yes.
he's naive to the ways of Nigerian women. So it's not an understandable gaffe. If it sent flowers before,
So
then
he
it would
wants to
be
be
good.
seen as knowing a little bit, but not too much. So I think like
Not so much, yeah.
it's a deliberate
He's
character.
keeping to the whole split the bill
Yeah.
thing. We're not trying to impose
Yeah.
myself on you or make you feel
No, I'm still not buying it. It doesn't work for me because it's not even limited to Nigerian women. You're trying to tell somebody you don't start
Just
asking,
move
don't
on
split the bill.
from this one.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to move on from that one. But yeah, so we get that little conflict. And then, even though I was upset with him for making the gaffe, I was also upset with her because she was overreacting. I was like, okay, you're complaining about being single and nobody accepting you for your child and all of this stuff, and you're having so much attitude over somebody asking to split the bill, like someone you're clearly interested in that recognized the gaffe immediately and was like, sorry, I panicked, let me pay. You're clearly not ready. Like, you're not serious. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But whatever. Anyway, she was very hard to root for. No sense of self-preservation, no survival. She's a dead person in the doorway and decides to start looking at the pictures on the wall. Anyway, never mind. Moving on.
All right.
Not actually a dead person, don't forget.
Sorry, and if you're a dead person.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. Well, Cynthia's thing was that Cynthia said that she understood why she could be so touchy about things because like she'd been done by men, blah blah blah. Yeah. Anyway, it's my bad turn. Okay, so I don't think like I said the mashing of genres worked quite well. I think they did some things in post production to help it, but I think they could have done some things on set to make it a little to sort of start hinting at the different genres. Maybe like we shouldn't have like had the completely that kind of lighting for most of the film. It was like overly lit like a rom-com, and that's part of people's confusion. I don't know whether I can see why maybe they would have still gone for the lit like setting because maybe that was part of what they wanted to do with it. But in terms of leaving breadcrumbs so that it doesn't feel too much like a complete 180, I think that would have helped. If things were lit slightly differently, I think people would have at least just been just a little on edge. There are quite a few production issues, and I'm going to mention a couple just because they do so well with the cinematography and something I didn't mention, the editing, and the editing as well. That I think I think Daniel can do better. He didn't seem to be recording in the right frame rate because a lot of places that you'd see the light flickering, and that's I can't remember, but like I'm pretty sure that's because you're recording on the wrong frame rate, and it happened in a couple of scenes where lights appear to be flickering. They're not flickering in real life. It's just the way it's been recorded. Dirty sensor, something there. Dirty sensor, please try. I mean, and do it. It wasn't one scene. It was a couple. I as much as I'm not going to say I see the intention. I'm not going to say that. As much as, I see where they were going. As much as I see where they were going with that. Yeah, I don't think there's still a lot to do. The thing about it is that, like, I prefer this to, and probably shock some people, I prefer this to something like Brotherhood. Um, in terms of from from a film from a film perspective. I get it, Mrs. C. You don't approve. Yeah, I don't care.
You
I don't care.
actually get it, Mr. C.
The story for me in Brotherhood is just so bad in the important moments, like the things that should make Brotherhood story wise are just not there. They're badly written. This one is clunky. It's not quite the same thing for me. So that's where, I mean, like, it's still a mess. Don't get me wrong. There's still some things that could have been, like people said. I like if starting off with Christian music, I don't know why. There's no need for the man to be a reverend. There's no need for him to bring Christianity. Almost no need to bring Christianity into this. It could have just been any Nigerian father disowning somebody for being pregnant or something like that. Like, I understand, being gives an extra. We can't have it like that, but they started the movie with like a Nathaniel Bassey song, and I thought, hey, we're going to go somewhere with all this Christian soundtrack we're doing, but it didn't actually lead to anything. There's just a couple of things here that were thrown in there. Like I mentioned, there were some good red herrings. I also think there were some bad ones in there as well. The production in that last 13 minutes. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, there's some good things. It's nice to see Dutch angles and like all of that nice. There's a time where she's crawling, and the camera gets low and she crawls backwards, trying to hide from him. I've seen this from other movies, but it's actually copied decent and applied decently for the most part. But when we start doing things like shooting guns and blood and all of that, it's not well done. I don't know. I don't know where the injections came from. People just be stabbing people. I was like, hey, yo, wait. You have to set up the injections before people start stabbing people with it. Yeah. There's just some parts are just not all that well done, but it is what it is. I understand why people don't like it. I even think if this was well done, I think this is still not something that would have been everybody's cup of tea anyway. But yeah, I think that's generally. Oh, something else I hated. All of the social media posts. Don't give me reading to do in a movie like this. It's way too much reading. If I'm not reading subtitles, don't do this. Find some other way. Like, it's a movie. Visuals and sounds, please use them. There's so much reading of text, like so much reading of text that was important. I think it would have just been nice to find a different way to do that visually. Maybe we should have had more of the phone calls, that kind of thing. I didn't need to. It just made for a boring way to convey that part of the plot. But yeah, those were my major issues. I don't know if he's back off. The Paraventure was on. Okay. Before we get into the summary, Ainka, you want to say something, or is that from some time ago?
Yeah. It's something there's also like, yeah, what Miss C said about how strange the sort of why did he make the gaffe? But I'm willing to give that out as like the reason why he made the gaffe is just to create some sort of conflict. But just one more thing to take as part of like life lessons. I believe you can take life lessons from almost anything, even if you don't like it. If there's a white guy and he knows a little bit too much about your Pacific culture, then he should reasonably know. Given is like, okay, this is just some random white guy. This is not the guy that is like working in international finance, not international finance, but international NGOs or anything like reasonably no. You should probably guess that this guy has a fetish for you, for people from your own place. And you should probably, that should be like a side high. That should be like a side. I'm not saying that because a guy knows things more about your culture than everything else. So this even goes for anybody. If you're Nigerian, if you meet a Nigerian person and you are like from Asia and they know a little bit too much than they should probably know, you should probably be like, this can be some fetish something. So for women out there, I'm just saying that should just make you think twice. Even for men too. Maybe make you think just twice. Because that one also made me think that this guy is a little bit of a creep, that he knows a little bit too much about Nigerian thing, and none of the things that he gave ever included that he should know about that much about Nigerian shit. This was just some random white guy.
All right. Thanks, Erica. All right.
So it doesn't work with the story.
Yeah. We're getting into the summary. Cynthia, do you want to start us off?
Oh yes. So in summary, I would still say I like my first 1 hour 30 minutes. Whoever is paying, let it pay. And I'm talking directly to Vanessa. Don't mind me. I'm talking to Vanessa. Okay, so like I said, the first 1 hour 30 minutes for me was like I was drinking my strawberry juice. Okay, the last 30 minutes gave me my yo-yo bitters taste, and it's not even because I wouldn't accept a thriller in the romance, it's because of the way it was executed. Okay, and finally, I also had issues with the ending, and it's not like I was expecting. Vanessa, please. It's not like I was expecting apology. Oh, I'm sorry, my daughter. Oh, welcome, my daughter, or anything. I just felt all that for the past 14 years. Nobody in her family reached out to her, and because of Mona's marriage, everyone is popping to get to talk to her. And the whole dream of Nora will give you pain. So the bad things happened to her, but now she's back with her family that abandoned her for 14 years, and it's supposed to mean something. I don't know. So yeah, that's it for me with the movie.
All right. Thanks, Cynthia. I would say that, when the mother does call, she's like, don't hang up again. It does seem like they've been trying to reach, at least for some time. I don't know how long, but
And we don't even know. See, we don't even know if the mother called before Muna came to see her. So it still felt like 14 years to me.
Okay. All right. Fi, do you want to give us your summary?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I like the vision. I would say that again. It's dynamic for a Nollywood film, but I don't feel like it sat with me. Not Vanessa. I'm not going to look, but I don't feel like it sat with me. As it went down a route I didn't expect. But I would give props for the cinematography. There are so many nice shots. I like the location shots. The acting was good. The acting was good where it was. Don't distract me, please. Once again, I love the outfits in Lagos and Kemi's wigs. I did not like Amanda's wig though. Nora was so cute and acted well. I give Tope Oshin props for taking on this feat, for wearing many caps. Once again, giving tinted canvas vibes. I'll give her that. I definitely didn't like the ending, especially with the parents. I can see why reconciliation. No, I cannot actually. I wanted to lie. Yeah, some people do say that, oh, family and all of that junk, but goodness knows that that reconciliation was so annoying to see. Overall, I would say this film hurts me. I'm not trying to be led on by a film posing as romance and ends up being about a cycle. Honestly, this film just affirms to me that we should all just stay in our houses and forget about dating. I would say watch it if you'd like, but you can save your time by not watching it. Thank you.
But fine,
Okay,
fine,
Vanessa,
you
you
did the
agree with me
violence with
now.
that outfit, please. Uh-uh.
Which outfit?
You say you liked the
God.
outfits in Lagos. How can you say that?
No, I did.
Fine.
I did. Kemi's outfits were cute, and the
Oh
wigs.
no, not the wigs.
Okay.
Not
Partial
the
The wigs
correspondence
were
is
wigs.
not your
good.
turn. It's not your turn. I
Vanessa,
want
please.
Spider stay happy.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Mr. C. Bye bye.
Thank you, Fi. All right. I think Atas is next. Yeah. Is it? I think.
Has
I
Ayinka
think.
gone?
Yinka, yeah. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So my summary is it's an okay movie. You can watch it on a Sunday afternoon. If you have something better to watch, watch it. If you don't have to, well, you choose. You choose. The movies are just to entertain you. It's okay. I didn't waste my time. Hopefully, you don't waste your time too. Or if you're looking for romance and you want soft feelings, don't watch this. That's the only recommendation I can give you.
All right. Thanks, Yinka. I think it's actually shaking third.
What did you say? I cannot hear. My phone
I
all
think.
of a sudden decided to go down.
No. Thanks, Yinka. Shagan, I think it's you next.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, like I said, overall, it's a good movie. I didn't cringe, so I sat through it. I enjoyed it. I laughed at some points. I was like, oh, even at the bad parts at the end, the action, the poorly done action parts at the end, it was still good. Now that I'm seeing that Okoye did quite a lot, was wearing many hats, I'd say kudos to her. It's a very. I'll go back and see other stuff she has done to be able to assess whether they have improved. But this, for Nollywood as a whole, this is a step in the right direction. This, I'd say, this is the third best movie I've watched so far. The Raz Guy being number one, Brotherhood being number two. This actually does it for me. If you're looking at everything that has to do with filmmaking and all the technicalities they have observed, everything, I'll give it a pass, and I hope they improve on this particular one and not go backwards. Yeah.
All right. Atas. Thanks, Shagan. Atas.
Sorry, I'm going through a lot of thoughts right now. Um, so this movie was overall a minus for me. The movie did have a couple dynamic scenes, and the storytelling was ambitious. Sam Dede was a huge plus in his deliveries, as well as teenage Amanda. It just falls short in way too many places and actually annoyed me. Um, I wouldn't watch it again. I watched it twice the first time, and I feel like that was two times too many. And I will only be recommending this to my enemies. Thank you.
Oh God! All right. The emoji spammer. You can speak. Emoji spammer. Emoji spammer is you.
Should we call your full name and your
Vanessa.
party and the party you support?
I actually would actually
Spammer.
prefer that if you can call my full name because I don't know what emoji spanner is. Spammer, Abeda, whatever people were calling me. Because all I'm saying is I was reacting appropriately to some of this, all of the things you people were saying. You people just
All
are
right.
insisting on gaslighting me. Abba, the job, peering me. My own summary is nobody should watch this film. Tope Oshi should be. I'm apologizing to Tope Oshi. She should well done a cool work. She should well done for all the work that she did. But nobody should watch this film unless you just want to waste 2 hours of your life on barely any romance Nothing that gives anybody any tingles slash butterflies in their tummy. Cynthia. And then now make it up with horrible acting and polylit running in the woods scene and many, many, many taxidermy cut off heads of animals. Honestly, just don't watch this film. Love died here. Let's be for real. Genuinely, I think Michael killed Love at the same time he went hunting for those animals that he hung up on the mantelpieces in his house. He genuinely killed Love and buried it in the woods along with all the other Nigerian women that he apparently killed and lured to his upstate cabin in the woods. And also, let's ban Mr. C as a whole for choosing this film and forcing it upon us. We genuinely need to ban this man. I demand a recount. I don't know how this man became the one who decides what film we watch. But let's go back to the drawing book and ban Mr. C for all the things that he has put us through as a film club. Honestly, this is not
That's
the
not
first time.
fair.
Are you
That's
running
not
for the
fair.
This is not the
elections?
first time.
Are you running for the
I'm
post?
not running no me if I run you. I'm not running anywhere when I'm not Amanda. When I'm
See
not
you.
Amanda, where am I running to? When I'm not Amanda, where am I running to? I'm just saying we should ban Mr. C. Mr. C has done this way too many times for us to just let this go. We can't keep doing this to us. We can't keep letting Mr. C do this to us. It's not fair. Honestly. People should not watch this film. And no, don't believe all the people who are saying this is a stride in the right direction for Nollywood. Shegun.
Yeah, anyway, but I'm sorry, it's to Mr. C defense. How you
It
tell
seems
it's
like you've
Mr. C?
forgotten movies like Lockdown.
Please, I'm
Okay.
defending Mr. C. Yes, I
All these
stand.
Mr. C defenders. You
I
people will learn the hard way. I'm speaking from a place of personal
Let's learn in
experience. You will
time.
learn
Mr.
from
C,
the
on your
hard
mandate to
way.
stand.
Don't let this man deceive
Mr. C, I
you.
have
Don't
your
let this
back.
man
Don't
deceive
worry.
you.
Mrs. C, you
Don't
too.
let this man use Oyibo to deceive you. All this friend that you used to speak. I've learned the hard way.
Well, I have to say, I have never been defended like this. It's emotional.
I beg
Emotional.
you, cut
Fire
this
is
out.
still innocent. I don't know how I don't know how Fire has managed to slide through being in film club now a couple months and hasn't gotten on the Mr. C hate train. I don't know how she has done it. I genuinely I don't know how you are still you're
People have been
incorruptible,
converting
but we will
people.
find a way. We
If
will find a way.
are you guys even join people?
Positivity.
No,
Yeah.
we actually don't need positivity in this film club.
I am dying. You need it. You need this energy.
No problem. Always.
Always.
Paraventure, a summary, please, of Here Love Lies, if you can hear us. Paraventure. All right, Mrs. C, what's your summary of Here Love Lies?
I'm not lying to you.
Oh, God.
See, I was ready to defend this film until that ending. I said I was going to defend this film. But this film finally made me understand how you people felt when you watched Soleil and loved it. So, yeah.
Wow.
Wait, no,
Wow.
but you don't love it, though.
No. Oh, sorry, when you enjoyed Soleil. Sorry, yes. This is
Sole
I
had
find
random juju.
Soleil,
Sole had random
Bulosi
juju. Let's not do
Kumonobek,
this.
Soleil.
Sole had random juju. Sole had a bow and arrow. You people.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if this film had random juju, and that seriously elevated it for me. But random serial
No.
killer, I would take it.
No.
And then pulling a cocaine bear, love it. Inject it in my
That
veins.
cocaine was out of nowhere.
Inject it in my veins.
I take random juju and random bow and
all
arrow
the wrong
over
business.
random serial killer. Let's not.
Random bow and arrow. See, this film carried me go where I don't know, and it was a fun ride until we went back to our house and did this thing.
Became domesticated.
It became domesticated, honestly. But like, and also, I'm sorry. Hey, I thought I was going to mention this thing in my bags and I forgot it. This film was a hate crime against single mothers over a certain age who are trying to find love. Because the Nigerian men she were dating did not want her, or they were married, or they could not take her child. She saw Oyibo is a serial killer. What does this tell you about her as a single mother over a certain age looking for love? Is that she will never find it because she will only attract serial killers, married cheaters, or people with commitment issues. And I felt like that was a hate crime. But besides that hate crime, there was no nice journey to loving yourself. And it was not a journey, it was trauma. You cannot be traumatized into loving yourself. You need to go through that journey. Like, prioritize your family relationships. If not, the person that accepts you will try to kill you. But yeah, for a while.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Mrs. C. I actually, yeah, this is a film that like I like the attempt more than I like the film, and that's all right because a lot of Nollywood films I don't even like their attempts. Their attempts are severely lacking. Daniel really knows how to, and it seems like such a small thing, but he does know how to. Is it Daniel? Have I made up his? I think his name. I think his name is Daniel. The guy who did Gone. He knows how to shoot a film, and he knows how to edit a film as well. People who like Gone, that's the same guy. But yeah, I thought, there were so many things from a filmmaking perspective that to like. Even in the script, even in the writing, there were things that Nollywood usually take for granted that this actually bothered in developing. Like people, you even for whatever. Even if you don't like it, you're gonna remember the lifetime bar from Sam Dede. So yeah, it's not his finished work by any means. It's still below where we would like to be. But Tope and Daniel, well done. We can still do better, Sha. Let's keep doing better. We're not there yet, but we go again. One of the problems with Nollywood seems to be like, every time Nollywood Film Club members will gather and we'll talk about a film where, hey, this person tried. Sometimes we'll say they don't always try. So, hey, this person tried, but we can do better. And then a new person comes and we're like, this person tried. Like, it seems like we're always saying this person tried, but like nobody's building on other people's experience and faults and mistakes and all of that. And that's something at some point we need to correct. Until then, we're just going to be suffering if we're not like just going through a particular filmmaker's discography. This is what I'm sorry, we're bound to. There's not that film club that is there's not that Nollywood film club that is gonna give you good Nollywood films. It's not my fault, Vanessa. But thank you anyway.
But it is.
Like, what are you talking about?
All right. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. But thanks everyone for coming. I did enjoy this conversation.
Thanks everyone.
We made something out of love and lies, apparently, or something. All right. We go again next Sunday. Wait, next Sunday we have here Jolly lies. What? Something about Jolly. I can't remember. It's
Jolly Roger, I think.
That's the one. Thank you, Fi. Jolly Roger. Yeah, that should be fun. I don't use that. That's sarcastic.
So this is the ending of the month of love.
Yes, love is over.
It ends in
Yeah,
death.
it's gonna be on Netflix.
Oh, he called what I've been saying this morning. And this man did it on purpose. This man said, only me I'm married, only me will enjoy love this month of love. All of you,
Wow.
you are going to feel
Wow. The anti-Mr. C bigotry continues. I'm watching all of you. Your time will soon start getting shorter. All right.
Wow.
Do not count me in there, okay? I just
anyway. So this power is sweet. See you guys next week. Bye.
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 Bye. Don't forget to vote Mr. C for re-election.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the episode. If you enjoyed listening and would like to join live, just follow us on Twitter at IrokoCritic and join us every Sunday 6 p.m. West African time on our spaces.